Okay, let's be real. Have you ever sat there knowing you should do something, like absolutely need to do it, but every cell in your body is just like, nope, not today. That's not happening. Maybe it's something big, like tackling that mountain of laundry, or making a tough phone call, working out when you said you would. Or maybe it's just getting out of bed. And the worst part? That little voice in your head that whispers, ugh, why can't you just do the thing? Well, I'm here to tell you something really, really important. That's okay. We are not machines. We don't operate on a get it done switch, even though, wow, wouldn't that be nice? Life throws a lot at us, and some days, motivation just isn't there. And guess what? You're not broken, you're not lazy, and you're not failing. You are human. And today, we're talking about what to do when you just don't feel like doing the thing. Welcome to And That's Okay, the podcast where we explore the ups and downs of life and remind ourselves that whatever we're feeling, it's for a reason, and that's okay. I'm Lisa Renee Scott, your host and a passionate believer that every feeling matters and every step forward counts. Each week, we'll dive into real-life challenges, share relatable experiences, and offer actionable steps to help you navigate through it all. Before we jump in, I want to remind you that I'm not a licensed doctor or therapist. I'm here to share experiences and insights that have worked for me and others like me. Okay, so let's talk about what's really happening when you don't feel like doing something. Because, yeah, there are days when we're just tired. But sometimes it's deeper than that, right? There's this thing called task paralysis. When your brain wants to do the thing, but your body's like, yeah, that's not happening today. And sometimes it's because the task feels overwhelming. Sometimes it's because you're emotionally drained. And sometimes it's because we're scared. Scared of failing, scared it won't be perfect, or scared we won't measure up. Imagine this. You have something personal in your life, like organizing your garage or planning a family event. You know you need to get started, but the idea of diving in feels like climbing a mountain. So, you sit down with the intention of tackling it, but instead of working, you find yourself scrolling through social media. Then you remember there's that new show on Netflix you've been wanting to catch up on. So you tell yourself, I'll just watch one episode. Fast forward 3 hours later, and now you're 3 episodes deep, and the guilt sets in. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's procrastination at its finest. It doesn't always look like sitting on the couch doing nothing. It can also look like avoiding something in a way that doesn't feel quite as bad. It's easy to rationalize, well, I needed a break, or I'll do it later. But deep down, we know we're avoiding it. And that avoidance is where the cycle begins. Here's the kicker. We don't just feel unmotivated. We also judge ourselves for feeling unmotivated. And we start spiraling. Why am I like this? Everyone else seems to have life handled. Why can't I? And that spiral, that shame, it keeps you stuck. But what if, just what if we stopped making motivation a moral issue? What if we stopped tying our worth to whether or not we got everything done today? What if we could say, I don't feel like doing this right now, and that's okay, without guilt? So let's talk about that procrastination, because I know some of you right now are thinking, yeah, but I always do this. I always put things off until the last minute, and then I hate myself for it. And listen, I get it. We've been told that procrastination is a personal flaw, that it means we're lazy or irresponsible. But what if I told you that's not actually true? Procrastination isn't about laziness. It's about avoidance. And usually we're avoiding something for a reason. Maybe the task feels too big. Maybe we're scared we won't do it perfectly. Or maybe we're just overwhelmed that even starting feels impossible. And here's where it gets messy. Because instead of recognizing that we're avoiding something due to stress, exhaustion, or even fear, we beat ourselves up for it. We say, I'm the worst. Why can't I get it together? And then what happens? The shame kicks in. We spiral. We don't start because we feel awful. Then we feel even worse for not starting. It's a cycle, and one that doesn't actually help us move forward. Now, let's layer in some societal pressure, because we live in a world that loves productivity. Hustle culture, right? It tells us we should always be doing more, and that our worth is tied to how much we accomplish. Have you ever had a day where you just needed rest, but instead of allowing yourself to take that rest, you spent the whole time feeling guilty about it? It's the pressure talking. That's the conditioning that says rest is lazy, productivity is everything. But let's flip that for a second. What if I told you that rest is productive? That taking care of yourself actually makes you more capable of doing the things you need to do? That pushing through every single time isn't strength, it's burnout. So what do we do with all of this? How do we break free from the shame spiral, the procrastination loop, and the pressure to always be in motion? We start with self-compassion. We recognize that motivation isn't a switch we can flip. It's a cycle. Some days we have energy. Some days we don't. Some days we're on. Other days we're just making it through. And that's okay. So I have some action steps, and I'd like to shift into those because they are solutions. They're simple, they're doable, and they're effective. I have 5 of them for you. Number 1, remember that tiny movement is big shifts. Look, momentum is everything. When you don't feel like doing something, the goal isn't to do the whole thing. The goal is to just start somewhere. Can't clean the whole kitchen? Just wash the dishes. Can't write the report? Just type 1 sentence. The brain registers action, and even the tiniest step can shift your energy. 2, the 5-minute rule. Set a timer for 5 minutes and tell yourself, I only have to do this for 5 minutes. That's it. No pressure to finish, no pressure to do it perfect. Most of the time, once you start, you do keep going. But even if you don't, you still did something, and that counts. 3, change the environment. Sometimes it's not about us, but it's what's around us. So if you're stuck in a motivational slump, change your scenery. Work in a different room. Step outside for a minute. Play different music. Lighting a candle or making a cup of tea or coffee can trick your brain into shifting gears. Number 4, the bare minimum list. If everything feels like too much, create a bare minimum list. Instead of overwhelming yourself with a huge to-do list, ask, what's the one thing I must get done today? Just one, and give yourself full credit for doing it. Number 5, fuel your body and your brain. Listen, your body affects your motivation. If you're running on fumes, no food, no water, no movement, your brain is like, yeah, no thanks. So a small reset. Drink your water, get a snack, move for a couple of minutes. That can give you the clarity and energy to get unstuck. If today is one of those days where you just can't, that's okay. You're not failing. You're not lazy. You are human, and you deserve to meet yourself with some patience and kindness, you'd give a friend. Motivation isn't about forcing yourself to just do it. It's about creating enough momentum to move forward, even if that movement is tiny, and every small step counts. You're not stuck. You're not broken. You are in progress. And no matter where you are today, that's okay. Let's recap those action steps. 1, start with 5 minutes. Just commit to a small chunk of time to get the ball rolling. 2, allow yourself guilt-free rest when needed, because resting isn't the same as being lazy. 3, flip your mindset from I can't to I'm doing the best I can right now. 4, break things down into micro tasks so you don't feel overwhelmed by the whole project. And 5, celebrate the small victories because every little step forward is progress. And remember, none of this is about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself, no matter how small the steps may seem. Look, I know some days are tougher than others. It's easy to feel like you're stuck, like you should be doing more, or like you should feel more motivated. And that's okay. It's completely okay to feel that way. But taking that first step, no matter how small, is huge. Progress doesn't always happen in big, dramatic leaps. It happens in those small moments when you push through, even when you don't feel like it. So as you move through the week, remember that you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be on the top of everything all the time. You just need to take the next step, and that's enough. And that's okay. Thanks for tuning into this episode of And That's Okay. I hope you found our discussion insightful and that you're leaving with some practical steps to apply in your own life. Remember, no matter what you're feeling or going through, you have feelings, and that's okay. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might benefit from today's topic. Until next week, take care and keep moving forward, one feeling, one step at a time.